Chris and I met Andy and Cheryl when they served in Rushville, Indiana. We lived there in 1977 and 78. Chris managed the Danner store, and I think that's how Andy met Chris. They liked each other immediately, and we became friends. We stayed in touch for many years.
Andy and Cheryl Miller served Bloomington, Indiana Corps from 1980 to 1986. Diana Jean and Nathan both were born here. Diana Jean is named after me, which honored me. And they served our Corps for many years. They were wonderful. We consider them part of our family.
My parents, Majors Carl and Betty Amick, were the Corps officers at the Grand Rapids Heritage Hill from January 1982 until June 1990. And during that time, I was the Sunday school teacher, singing company leader, and also the songster pianist.
Captain Andy and Cheryl Miller arrived in Grand Rapids as the Divisional Youth Secretary in January 1986 until June 1989.
Majors Andy and Cheryl Miller served in Bloomington, Indiana, and Divisional Youth Secretaries for the Indiana Division when I was a high schooler in Bedford and a student and graduate of Indiana University. The Millers were a great voice in the wilderness. They were a home for a wonderful meal and great supporters of my calling into the ministry. Congratulations, Andy and Cheryl, on your retirement. I count them and count you as great friends. Job well done. God bless.
It was an honor for me to work with Majors Andy and Cheryl Miller as they served as Divisional Youth Secretaries in the Eastern Michigan Division from 1991 to 1992. They brought 4 kids with them. Karen was 5 and could not say her L's, so I was always Yinda Bandy. As you can imagine, there was a lot of excitement in youth ministry in that division as they had a heart for kids and packed so much into this brief appointment.
Majors Andy and Cheryl Miller served at the Andersonville Corps in Chicago, Illinois from 1992 to 94, and I was honored to be enrolled as a senior soldier during that time. I was blessed to be enrolled with Andy III by Commissioner Andy Miller himself. I have a lot of interesting memories from the Millers' time at Andersonville. What I remember most was not what happened at the Corps, but in their home. I was still a new believer, and this is where much of my discipleship took place. I am so grateful they welcomed me into their family and allowed me to see firsthand what Christian marriage and parenting truly is.
Captains Andy and Cheryl were sent to Des Plaines in 1994 for a number of reasons. The local Family Services office was outgrowing the rented space at the Diamond Paint Store building. The division bought a vacant Baptist church on Dempster to locate those offices. And now the Millers had the unusual opportunity to establish the very first Corps in Des Plaines. They had to build it from scratch. There was no brief to read. While at Des Plaines, they were promoted to the rank of major. In just 5 years, a fully functioning Corps was in place, as well as plans for the huge expansion, and nobody else could have accomplished that.
I can't believe it's been almost at least 23 years since we first met, and you were my officers at the Temple Court in St. Louis. Thank you for just the joy and all the bubbliness and all the excitement that went on that I needed at that time in my life as I was striving to find out and follow Christ and be the man that He had me born into the world to be. Congratulations on your retirement.
The Millers officiated my wedding with my wife Dawn. I remember how Major Cheryl helped make the bridesmaid dresses in a snowstorm. I remember playing basketball with Major Andy in the gym with all the guys. I remember cheering on Karen at her volleyball games and her basketball games, and how Nathan taught me to play euchre in their basement. It was a pleasure and an honor and a joy having the Millers as our Corps officers. God bless you. Congratulations.
Currently, I work at THQ in the candidates department. I probably was around 17. Cheryl was in the candidates department as well. And she told me that I was going to be an officer. And I told her that I needed to hear it from God himself. So we were in a conversation with a few other people, and she began to write on a napkin similar to this. And it said, "I want you to be an officer from God." And to this day, I cannot look at a napkin that looks like this without thinking about that time.
I was so excited when I heard that Majors Andy and Cheryl were coming to DHQ as Divisional Program Secretary and Chaplain. I have been friends with Major Cheryl since we were teens in the Northern Division and worked at Silver Lake Camp. I work in the DHQ Finance Department and had the privilege to see them most days. What a blessing they were to all of us. A bright ray of sunshine. Their passion for the Lord and joy of their calling was always evident.
In 2013, the Millers received their last appointment, the Quincy Salvation Army Croc Corps. I met Major Andy for the first time in July of 2016 when I participated in a Christmas in July fundraiser that was held at a Hannibal Cavemen baseball game. Several months later, Major Andy asked me if I could help out their brass band for a time, as one of their cornet players had moved away to attend college. I've been so blessed by the Millers' ministry and leadership that I'm still there trying to help out. Major Andrew, Major Cheryl, may God bless you in your retirement.